All right, welcome to the Rise and Prime show, guys. This is episode 002. We made it here. I just want to, just say thank you guys for checking out the first episode and showing all the love and support and all the buzz you guys generated from it. That made me feel special, and I'm just happy that we do have people supporting and you guys are supporting, and that's just really big for the show. It's really all about you guys. I'm doing it for you, so I appreciate that. But episode 002 is about, the title is how to thrive in 2021 and beyond. So last episode I talked about how we would get into 2020, and I said, basically, I'll talk about how, 2020 and why it's brighter than you think. So we are going to touch on that, but we added the 2021 element. So basically, here in this episode, I want to give you guys some tools, some important tips and tools of how we can not just not just thrive in 2021, but just thrive in 2021 and beyond. There's something that, these little secrets, these little tools that just want to share that helped me out this year, in this 2020, this year that we deemed a little, crazy, a little weird. And I just wanted to shed some light on that. Also too, Prime of the Week. I told you I would be announcing Prime of the Week. Prime of the Week is LeBron James. So basically he announced plans to build a community hub in family housing in his hometown of Akron. So LeBron just keeps giving back to his city. As you know, he has the I Promise School, and for him to build a community hub for his hometown is what makes him the Prime of the Week. Basically, it says it's going to be a 60,000 square foot planned community that will include retail, dining and event spaces, along with the 50 unit housing complex for students and families of the nearby I Promise School. So I just think that is amazing, and it's scheduled to open in 2022. So that's amazing, and LeBron James has won the Prime of the Week. That's, first of all, he's I don't follow basketball too well. I always just skip the regular season and go into the playoffs. But LeBron has to be my favorite basketball player. So shouts out to you, LeBron. Hopefully you see this one day. That would be really cool. So yes, also the quote of the show is by Louise L. Hay. And she states that she says, "I change my life when I change my thinking. I am light. I am spirit. I am a wonderful, capable being, and it is time for me to acknowledge that I create my own reality with my thoughts. If I want to change my reality, then it is time for me to change my mind." So those last two sentences really is really the essence of what I'm going to be talking about. If I want to change my reality, then it is time for me to change my mind. So before we get a little further, I want to share with you for those who don't know, and listen, we're not always going to know every definition and word, but what the word thrive means. So basically, it's basically to grow, to flourish, like vigorously, like intensely. So yeah, so that's what I'm going to be giving you tools on how to thrive in 2021 and beyond, guys. So yeah, to touch on more of that, if I want to change my reality, then it is time for me to change my mind. And so what that really is talking about, and why I want to, why I want to focus on that part is because, listen, guys, I'm just so big on this, right? And I had to come to the realization that you are the creator of your reality. You are. I mean, everything you think, right? All your thoughts, all your consistent thoughts make up your world. And, we have an knack for thinking like things just happen to us, right? Like it's not our fault. Like, no, we are at 150,000% responsibility for everything that happens to us in our life, everything that we create, right? Wherever you are right now, Whether you're working the 9 to 5, whether you're running your own business, whatever you're doing right now, wherever you're at in your life right now is because of you. No one else. Okay. No one else. And it is big because we're going to actually touch on that in a couple of episodes later. And we're going to talk about basically why we are the gods. We'll talk about that. But we'll get back to what we were saying. We are our own creator, guys. This is important for us to understand this, because if we can understand that we are in control, that we are the captains of our own ship, right? And it's not something that we look up higher and to rely on, as somebody's plan for us. And yeah, I am talking about, the idea that, we look up to God and say this is God's plan and stuff like that. But I'm a little opposed to that. I'm not opposed to the idea of God, but basically I'm all for, the fact that we are the gods. And there's no separation. There's no, higher and lower. No, it's equal. And the equality of it all is that we all have this godly nature and power, and it's our birthright. But I just wanted to get that out there, because it's going to be able to, help, quote these tools and help, get these tools, to you. It's going to allow for this, basically this is information that is going to help you shape how you see the world. And so I just thought it was important to very much so share that. We are the creators of reality. We have a choice whether whether it's going to be a good day or a bad day for us. We have a choice whether we're going to be depressed or not. We have a choice of everything. And listen, guys, I don't mean, for those who go through depression, I don't mean to, denounce you or to make you feel less, or, to say you know what I mean? I don't want to, come at if anybody who has been gone through depression, because it's a real thing. But I'm here to tell you that you are really more so in control than you think. You're very much in control. You're 100% in control, and we're constantly creating our reality. So I just wanted to touch on basically I just wanted to touch on a little bit how my 2020 went, right? We're going to little break that down a little bit. I want to bring my experience in it, because I think it's important, because we all been through our stuff, but I think it's important, to speak through experience, right? To be able to, if I'm sharing tools, I want to share from what I've been through. So let's get into it. Early this year, I lost my job. So I used to be a Lyft driver. I did Amazon a little bit. But I lost my job. At a very unfortunate time. I had left Amazon. Lyft was my only job. And I lost it. They deactivated me. I guess there was something, I guess they rechecked my driving record. They have a policy. I don't know. I was really good when I came in, and I was good for a couple of years. And the next thing you get a little stopped by the cops and whatever, and they see the policy or whatever. Lyft seeing the policy, following their policy, and seeing that, and they just deactivated me. And I tried to call them back, but it just, actually, that whole situation with it happening. I remember I dropped off my last person. I don't remember where I dropped them off at. And the next thing I get the deactivation email, and I can't make my money no more. So I literally was, that from that moment. The interesting thing was about it, I wasn't down, right? Look at this, right? I lost my job, and that was my only job, right? And I'm a father, by the way, guys. For those who don't know, I'm a father to a beautiful little girl who is about to turn 2, my baby girl. But at the time, in the beginning of 2020, I lost my job. And, right after I got that email, I just took a moment of silence and I started crying. Now, I guess where this gets more interesting is that I started tearing. So then I went up to my room, and I realized that these tears wasn't because I lost my job, but it was because something inside of me, or some part of me in my consciousness said, or not even said, I just felt that this was going to be the turning point in my life. This was the moment for me that I truly needed. I needed to be, I needed for everything to be stripped away from me. Right. I was on the brink of losing my car, lost a job, was paying a tons of bills, and my insurance going up, was down to barely nothing in my account. But I cried, and I cried in some sort of joy, some sort of smiles. And you're thinking, like, how can somebody cry when they just lost their job in joy? And so I felt it. And I just, from that moment on, it was this. Basically, it was this. Okay. Losing my job, then what? And I had, two decisions. I could be upset, down about it, go into a depression, go into this descent into darkness and negativity, or I can flip the script, be happy about this, look forward to the next day, accept the challenge, and say, listen, what's up, 2020? I'm here. Nothing can't stop me, and I'm going to win regardless. And thus, everything changed for me. My life instantly changed. Every day I had this positive energy. Broke as hell, right? Broke as hell. No job. I didn't have a job for 2 months. Like I was the guy who lost their jobs and didn't have no job before quarantine happened, before the pandemic happened. I was that guy. Before people lost their jobs, I lost their job. I lost my job before the pandemic, and for a good 2 months. And so what I used to turn the tables around was choosing to be happy, right? But not just that, knowing that I'm going to fulfill and create and build everything I set my mind to. And I know it could sound cliche, but every day I put out this energy as if I had a great job, and I had, tons of money, and I had this, infectious energy, and it just gave me more time to get closer to my work. So, it made me want to, like, okay, I had all this time. I don't have a job. I was constantly looking for jobs, going on Indeed and going crazy. But as I was doing that, I looked at it in a positive way. And that's what it's all about too, guys. Perception. It's all about shifting your perspective. Okay. That is going to shape your reality, because when you could shift your perspective to look at something light instead of dark, remember, you have that choice. And I decided to look at all of what's happening as, look, I have more time to my daughter. Okay. I have more time to my work, my artistic work and creating things and all that kind of stuff, all that great stuff. And I don't have a job, but listen, I'm going to get one, and I know I am. And if I keep putting this energy, that affirmation every day to me, you can even say the law of attraction. If I keep putting that out, if I keep putting this energy, I'm going to create it in its entirety. And then next thing you know, 2 months later, I got a job. And then I was with that job, thankful to even have one. I mean, like, I felt like it changed me in a way where I was just humble about things. And I just feel like sometimes, and I feel like maybe the pandemic did this a little bit, sometimes we just need to be humble and still. Stillness is the key. Okay, stillness is something I learned to do. Because it's so vital. We need to learn this, right? Stillness, the art of stillness, the art of humbleness. And I got a job, left that job because it just wasn't for me. And I got another job, and then thus changed everything. My finances went up, my and I remember I said I wanted to get my credit up. Everything started to go up because I kept that energy. But I had a decision, and that decision could have been, hey, we can go in the tank and this is not going to work out. This is the worst year ever. But I looked at this year as such a bright spot for me, because to strip everything away from me, right? Everything being stripped away. Remember, I created that reality. I created that. I created it. Did I intentionally want to? No. But the stuff on my, on my driving record, I know I was let through and hired by them, and they looked at it as, not a problem then, but they looked at it as a problem a couple years later. And it is what it is. I'm not going to sit here and say, and complain and whatever. The idea was I created my reality. Everything, again, wherever you're at right now, everything that's happened in your life, you created your reality. And once I was able to realize that if I can create the reality of getting deactivated by Lyft, then I can or to create the reality of darkness and negativity, because we're good for that, right? We can easily do that. We can easily just create this bad energy, get into an argument or whatever that is. It's so easy, right? But imagine what you can do if you flip the script. If I created all the energy for me to, become jobless, imagine what I could do, when I put that energy and create and what I can create, when it's the opposite of that, of what that direction can go. And that it's just more proof that we are really more powerful than we think. And again, we're shaped by our thoughts. And my thoughts of positivity every single day, jobless, got me the job. But not just the job. It changed everything for me. Everything, like literally everything, guys. Again, it's really like, it's all about how you choose to see things. That's it. I think the thing is, and also to like what I was talking about, stillness. Here's the thing, right? We're instinctual beings by nature. We're always moving, getting up and going to work. We basically, because here's the thing, like we were programmed like that to get up and go and, to go places and learn, like since we were kids. So, and we were taught that, like we were brought up by that. You know what I mean? Like we're always on the go. We're always moving. We're not really being still so much unless we're like laying down and chill, watching TV with influence, being influenced by something else and are going to sleep. There's no stillness, since birth. As growing up as kids, we're constantly taught to learn things, move things. We're constantly moving. We're constantly, waking up and doing things. There's a fast pace, right? Because society has shaped us in a way where you got to get if you want to get the money, you got to get up and go. If you want to go learn, you got to get up and go to school, different things like that. And that's all good and well. But there's an imbalance here. And when we're not able to be still, we're not able to reflect and realize the power of what's within inside us, the inner world, the idea that, again, we are creators. Right. So listen to this. Like, I feel like getting closer to yourself is, or could be, TV off, phone off, everything off. Sit in a room. Don't sleep. And just chill. Give yourself 10, 20 minutes. I'm going to say 20. And just sit still and breathe in and out. Guarantee you'll truly get to figure out who the hell you really are and what you really can become. Guarantee it. If you consistently do that. But you'll probably even realize you want to get up. You probably won't be able to sit still for 20 minutes. without taking out your phone or turning on the television, listening to music, whatever it is. We're so used to, being influenced. We think that if we don't have these external things that we are lonely. And being alone is a power, right? There was a quote, and it says, he or she who delights in solitude is either a wild beast or a god. Wild beast or a god. There's a power in solitude. There's a power. And we have to own that power. We have to seek the power of being in solitude, because it gets us away from this reality, right? And not just sitting still in a room. Meditation is big. I know you guys may or may not have done it. I know a lot of people said they tried it and it didn't work. Guys, meditation is key. Meditation is key. I really, literally believe it should be a practice in everybody's life. But meditation is key, guys. To be able to sit still, close your eyes, and just focus on your breathing. Guarantee you're gonna experience things if you're able to successfully do it. You're gonna be experiencing things you've never experienced before, and then you'll be able to get more in tune with yourself. The tools and the secrets of how to thrive in 2021 and beyond is simply to realizing what you are. You are a creator of your own reality. That's what you are. You are in control of your life and everything that happens in it. Nothing is unattainable. Everything is attainable. There is no limits. We were brought up, in society, and we were told we're a limitation. We'll get into that next episode. I'll save that. But we were told that we were a limitation simply by the idea of even religion. Religion teaches us, or we brought up by religion, and religion says that we are less than a higher power. That's already programming in our brains that we are a limitation. I'm here to tell you that we are not a limitation. We are limitless gods. And if you understand this, you'll be able to thrive, because you are in control, the creator, again, of anything that happens to you, any situation. So realize this: if you're having bad days, you're creating it, and you can change the game and flip it around. You can. I want you guys to understand this. These are the keys and tools. You got to have an awareness of your thoughts. You got to get more meta, because they can shape the world. First of all, everything is shaped by thoughts and consciousness. Everything that was created is shaped by thoughts and consciousness. Everything around you, everything around you has a relationship to consciousness. Everything around you, look around you, right? Just look around you. Everything around you has a relationship to consciousness, some form of consciousness, right? Because if you're, on your phone, or you're looking at your television, or you're looking at your couch, it was all created by a consciousness, a mind. Everything is formed by consciousness. Everything around you was formed by consciousness. Thoughts. Look at the extraordinary things people can do in the world. Right? And you say, like, I can't do that. I got my own talent, my own gift, and I can't do that. They got it. They're just talented. No, you can literally, there's no limits here. There's extraordinary stuff in our world. Our world is extraordinary regardless. Please don't tell me you cannot create anything you want to. Please don't tell me you're not a god. And again, we're going to talk about it and we're really going to get more into it. But you got to know that you are in control. From this episode on, I want you to know, I want this embedded in your brain, please, guys. My listeners, my watchers, I want you guys to know that you are in control. So if you know you feel you're about to have an argument with your boyfriend, your girlfriend, you can stop it. You don't have to create the energy where it's going to create an argument. You can figure out a way to turn that argument into a listening session. You can change the game. Because that's what I learned. I learned that, wait, hold on, let me think before I do. Because we're so reactionary. We're so naturally reactionary. We're instinctual beings, like I said. And sometimes, most of the time, if we're always acting off instinct, like animals, we can do things that can get us into bad places. Now, there's a beauty in that because you get to see, your faults. It tells you more about yourself, your situations that you go through. We have to go through dark situations. Now, I'm not telling you to be perfect, but I'm telling you that you can control it and create whatever situation. So you must know this, right? You ask, how do I thrive in 2020? How can I achieve anything I want to? It's your mind. Trust and believe. You want $1 million, right? If you want $1 million, you can have it. If you don't have it right now, doesn't mean you're not going to have it. But if you're one of those that say they want $1 million, but it's not doing anything to reach towards that goal, then you're literally creating the reality of you being in this space where you're not actually going towards and working towards the million. You just say it to make yourself feel better in the situation, in the moment. I'm here to tell you that when I say, I don't know how much I'm going to repeat it, but it's really intentional that I am. These are the tools. Know that you are a creator. Know that you control anything that happens to you. And once you realize that you do, you can say, you know what? I don't want that to happen for me. I want this to happen for me. You're achieving your goals, your successes, guys. You're enjoying that? Great. You're creating that. You're creating that, guys. I also wanted to get a little bit into this year. I had an awakening, a spiritual awakening. I remember being in the bathroom one night, and I'm coming out of the shower. It was late, maybe like 2:30 or whatever. Things started to change, right? Because I've always been a person who's been like, my mind has always been out of the box, but everything started to change for me this night. It was in late July, flirting with early August, and this is the best way I can explain it. Something nicked my arm, like swirled around me and nicked my arm, and it looked like some sort of black, like this size, about this size, and I'm thinking this black whatever, this black mass or this black whatever. I couldn't describe it. It was so fast, and it did it again, and it swiped my arm. So I'm thinking, like, this is a bug in the damn bathroom. So I'm going to search for this bug. And then I'm realizing that after, like, my extensive search of looking in the tub and trying to look up, in the ceiling vents, there's no bug. And to think about it, if a bug was this big, right? If a bug was this big, wouldn't I be able to find it? And I'm thankful that I'm open to it. I'm open to the otherworldly stuff, the out of mind kind of stuff, I'm open to it. And so now I'm like, wait a minute, what the heck that just happened? And for that moment on, I just knew that, and I always had an idea, but when you have the experience, it's different. There's something going on other than our reality that we see. And from that night, it just led me to, crazy thing is, when you open your brain in that moment, when you open yourself, like, you could unlock different things, and suddenly your world starts changing, your reality starts changing, because you're starting to get a rush of information. You're seeking information. You're seeking the beyond perspective of your reality, beyond the perspective of your reality. That's what you're going to end up seeking, at least for me in my awakening. And awakening is basically realizing that it wasn't just based on that situation, because like out of nowhere, I started to now look up about extraterrestrials, and I started to go on Gaia.com. Shout out to Gaia.com. It's like the Netflix of spirituality. Free promo right here. Gaia.com. And, talking about basically things that, people don't normally talk about, what your mind really is, what we truly are, our nature, what's beyond us, what's beyond our reality, those kind of things. But awakening is really more so, the awareness of that there's something else that you are. There's a higher self, the awareness of your higher self. There's something else. This is a realization that you are something other than you thought you were or believed you were all your life. Again, what I said, creator, God. I had that awakening. I had that moment. And from that moment on, like, I just opened my brain up to a lot of the different things that people will deem either, weird, fake, not true. I moved the idea. I moved away from the idea of religion. You know what I mean? Like I grew up, into a Christian family, with Christianity, went to Baptist churches and stuff like that. And then, when I grew up, when I got older, I started to move away from that, say I wasn't a Christian. And then I just would say I'm spiritual. I'm a believer in God. And I'm going to just keep it like that, my relationship with him. And then it evolved to, no, I'm the God. When you really think about it, we are the God. We are a God. That's the realization I came to. And it's going to it's going to destroy people's way of thinking and different things like that. Like, listen, I'm a firm believer in Jesus. Jesus was a beautiful human being. And it's funny because I guess I'm flirting between this episode and the episode I definitely want to get into. I'm so excited about it. But yeah, Jesus was a beautiful human being. But I know the Jesus that I feel and know did not see us as like he was above us. He saw us as equals. I'm going to leave it at that. But my awakening changed my life forever. And it opened up my mind beyond the matrix and the programming that we are in. Realize your God nature, guys. These are the keys and tools. These are the keys and tools. Be water. Be formless. Be an ever-flowing current that just keeps evolving, guys. This is how you thrive in 2021 and beyond. This is how you're going to be able to take control of your life, to achieve and attain anything you want. Realizing that you are a God, that you are a creator of your own reality, and you will have anything you so desire. Anything, guys. All right. So I think that wraps it up. Again, I hope everybody's staying safe during COVID. I hope everybody's staying safe. We're listen. The age of Aquarius is going to be happening tomorrow, the 21st, because this episode will air the 20th. So I will say tomorrow. Look it up, the age of Aquarius. You'll start to realize what I'm talking about here. But that wraps up the episode, guys. Thank you guys for coming and watching. Thank you for coming here and for some, knowledge or perspective or whatever it is. This is how we do it on the Rise and Prime show. This wraps up 002, episode 002. Look out for the next episode. We're going to do a special guest episode that's going to be airing on Wednesday, and it's going to feature a special someone. So tune into that, and you guys are going to see that through promo, of course. But yeah, guys, listen, let's just go above and beyond the universe and beyond of the beyond and beyond and beyond and beyond. And let's all rise and prime. Thank you so much, guys. Take care.